Hello again, boys and girls. Tonight we're going to take a look at the distributive property, if I can say it correctly, the distributive property. Now, when you hear the distributive property, the first thing you should think about is distributing something, handing something out, passing something out, giving something out. For example, you have a bunch of cookies and you take them to school and you're going to distribute them to all of your friends. What does that mean? You're going to give your friends cookies. Okay. In the same way, mathematically, you're going to have to distribute different constants, variables, and terms throughout an entire algebraic expression. It's a lot easier to show you than to tell you. So let's look at some sample problems and we'll work through them together. Let's go. Let's look at the distributive property. Now, when we talk about the distributive property, we should look at the root word of distributive. The root word of distributive, we get the word distribute. What does it mean to distribute? Distribute means to give something out evenly, or to pass something out, or to give something away. For example, let's say you have a bag full of cookies and you want to distribute them to your friends at school, and you have 3 friends. What are you going to do? You're going to give each a cookie. Okay? This friend gets a cookie, a lovely chocolate chip cookie. This friend gets a cookie. Gotta love that hair. Another cookie right there. And as you distribute, you can't forget about this friend down here. That friend also gets a you distribute a cookie to this friend as well. And now you have evenly distributed all the cookies and everyone is happy. Okay? Well, in the same vein, mathematically, we do the same type of thing. So let's get these guys out of the way here. Okay, see you later. Now let's look at this mathematically. Mathematically, when we distribute something, okay, we have 7 times the difference of 10 minus 5. Now, I know we've been taught, and this is very accurate, to just do 10 minus 5, which is 5, and then we bring down the 7. 7 times 5 is 35. Okay, when we have all numeric values in our expression, we have all constants, that is not a problem. But what we're going to practice here, because we see algebraically we can't always do that because we have variables, what we're going to do is what we're really doing is we're taking this term out here, and we are distributing it to each of the terms inside of the parentheses. For example, okay, 7 times 10, so the first thing we're doing is we're going to multiply 7 times 10. We distribute 7 to 10, and we also distribute 7 to 5, minus 7 times 5. And what does that end up equaling? Well, 7 times 10 is 70, minus 7 times 5, which is 35, and 70 minus 35 is 35. Now, you may be asking, well, this way is a lot shorter, it's a lot easier, why do I even have to worry about the distributive property? And that's true. If you have all constants, all just straight up number values, then you should just follow the order of operations, and this is the most simplistic, straightforward way to handle it. But in algebra, we have these wonderful things called variables. And we can't, how can I find it? This says 5 times the sum of x and 12. Well, I don't know what x is, so I'm kind of stuck. Can I do anything with this expression? Well, yes, you can distribute 5 evenly. Okay, I can distribute 5 to the first term, which is x, and 5 to the second term, which is 12. And what's that going to end up looking like? Well, 5 times x is 5x. Okay, I don't know what x is, but I know I have 5 of them. Okay, and I'm also going to do 5 times 12 plus, look at my plus sign here. Okay, 5 times 12 we know is 60. So we distributed the 5 throughout this expression here, and we got 5x plus 60. Okay, that's how we distributed 5. We're going to do the same thing here. Okay, now I have y. Okay, which now look at this. The term that I'm distributing is a variable. You have to distribute that variable y. And what are we distributing it to? To the difference of 10 and 7. It's 10 and z. We don't know what z is, so let's let's distribute it y times 10 and also y times a z, and we're subtracting this. So what's that going to equal? Well, we have 10 y's. That's how we got that right there. And what are we subtracting? Well, we're going to subtract y times z. Okay, how many z's do I have? Y. I don't know what y is. I don't know what z is, but I know it's y times z. And that's really all we can do with the information that we're given. But keep in mind, when you're distributing something, what you're doing is you're taking a term and you're going to multiply it to all of the terms. Okay, here we have a 5. We're going to multiply it by the x, and we're going to multiply 5 by the 12, which gives us 5x plus 60. Here we have a variable. We have to distribute this variable y to both of the terms inside the parentheses. So it's y times 10, which is 10y, and y times z, which is yz, and I'm subtracting it. You have to follow through with your operators as well. Okay, but when we distribute, we pass something out to each of the terms. We're multiplying it by each of the terms. Hopefully this is a good starting point for us with the distributive property. We'll practice problems in class.